Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is weekend updates. I have some big news about what I'm doing when you see this video. First, let's get started. Weekend updates is an update on what's going on in my craft room and in my crafting and relaxing life. I just share bits of things with you that don't make their own video. First, I have a card from my friend Janie. Look at this. Isn't this a neat layout for a card? So a patterned paper, a strip of patterned paper, all those little tiny strips that you don't know what to do with. Here you go. And then this side is really plain. It's just white cardstock. And thank you so very much. And then I think she drew the butterfly path with a pen. You could do the same and use a sticker or a die or fussy cut a butterfly. Love this idea. And she repeated that butterfly theme, right? You could do this with bees or birds or whatever. Very cute. So thank you so much, Janie. I am working on die cutting tonight. I'm going to sit and watch TV with Mr. Crafting and Relaxing and use these dies and then return them to my neighbor Noni. This one is mine, the Honeybee Grateful, but these others are hers. And if you've watched me, you know I don't like fiddly dies. So I went through hers. This one says, hello there. It's all one piece. It looks like a nice size. It's Hero Arts, so it's a pretty good guess that it's easy to cut. This one says big hugs. I think I might have used that one before, with sympathy. I used this today for a sympathy card. I forgot to take a picture of it for you, but you know, it's already in the envelope. You miss a lot of things. You have to be quick around here. And then I've used this one of hers before, Get Well Soon. It's a nice big font. This works really great on scrap cards where there's a busy background. It still shows up and any age group could read it. Things I wanted to tell you about. Okay, last weekend, I forgot to tell you a lot of things. So first and foremost, this weekend, when you're seeing this video, I'm in San Diego seeing Garth Brooks. And I know you might be like, what's wrong with that lady? She's crazy. She goes to Garth a lot. If you haven't been to a Garth concert, you really need to check it out. And in my defense this time, my longtime friend said, we haven't gone on a girls' trip in forever. We should. And she was naming times. And I said, I could probably go beginning of March, but you know, that's about it. Otherwise, I'm pretty busy. And then she said, did you know Garth was going to be in San Diego? And so that's how it happened. So that's what we're doing this weekend. And the weather is much, much warmer than at my house, and there's sunshine. It should be great. When I get back, they are going to start working on my backyard. Mr. Crafting and Relaxing has taken down the party tent. I'll share some pictures of that with you. The view from Noni's house is completely different. And when I look out my windows, it's completely different. So the big white dirty party tent is now gone. Hopefully by next weekend's updates video, you can take a sneak peek at how my backyard's coming together. There's going to be a lot of projects out there, I think, because that thing's not going to paint itself. Then I wanted to tell you about Paste and Sentiment Day with Andrea and Noni. Put some footage in here so that you can see it. It was great. We had a great time. One thing I will say is if you're going to do that, open up your pastes earlier in the week and take a look at them. I added water to this one 3 times during the week, and it was usable on the weekend. Noni and I both had some of these products. We tried to open them up, put water in them, and then go work on sentiments and die cutting for a while and come back. They still weren't ready. Maybe some of them will have to go in the trash. We had some that did. But if you want to do that and have your friends help you use them up or whatever, put like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of water. Some of these, I tried spritzing them with a spray bottle. Thanks, Mary, for the new bottle. And it just wasn't nearly enough. I mean, they needed a lot. So that slowed us down a little, but we had a great time. And like I said, I'll either put this over it or I'll do a different voiceover, but you'll see it. And then we made mountains of die cuts. And Andrea was really the smart one. What she did was she made this pile and didn't worry about gluing the layers together, didn't stop to do any of that. And she did that at home the next day. So if you're hanging out with friends and they have dies that you don't have, especially like something like this, you don't need to sit and glue the layers together. When I went to see Tony, I used her Merry Christmas from Honeybee, and it was gorgeous, but I sat and glued the pieces together, partly because I was making some for her too, but I should have just cut more and then brought them home. That was when I was having a little trouble with my hand, so actual die cutting I probably wasn't doing too much of, but just an idea. Really churn through and you can glue at home when you're watching TV. So Paste and Sentiment Day was great. Both cats made an appearance. Wilson loved it because his friends came to see him is what he got out of it. And putting them into her stencils, and you can see that hers turned out neat because it's not a flat color in there. She's got a bit of yellow mixed into her green and some sparkle. Then this is the front room, and Andrea and Noni are die cutting and just making big messes. And you can see that Noni's die cutting flowers, which is not part of Sentiment Day. I don't know. She just got off track, but she's a rebel. What are you going to do? That's just how it is, I guess. And Andrea was just cutting sentiment dies like crazy. She does so much mixed media and other things. She doesn't buy a lot of sentiment dies like Noni and I do. So this was a great opportunity for her to use them. And then we got some of the flowers that Noni die cut. So we weren't too upset that she didn't stick to the rules. Those leaves are from Andrea's alcohol ink work that she did before. We had some leaves on cards before, and now we're doing stems. They're gorgeous. Then Wilson pops in. He took a nap off and on, and he visited. He just had a great day. He was like, oh my gosh, my friends have come to see me. Noni's been recovering from her surgery, and it's COVID. We don't get together that much anymore. This is my tiny cat. You might not know her. This is Sadie, and I've done some art projects that say all is well when the tiny cat purrs. She's been with me the longest, and she's kind of turning into a crazy old lady. And Wilson is not cat friendly, but he's doing much, much better. This is Andrea's big pile. Look at all this die cutting she did. And she's got so sorry and thank you and other thank yous and coffee and happy birthdays and just piles of stuff in there. And then she spent the next day gluing them together and sending us pictures of all her progress. That is so cute. Mary, that's that mixed media foam stuff. I think it was in a box you gave me, and we put paper on it and die cut it. Cute as can be. Really cute. Then I had some of this before. This is how they dried. And this butterfly right here doesn't show up great. I would never throw it away. You could collage over it and show part of it, or you could take a pen and go around the edges. It's interest on your page. Lots of fun. I loved the silver on the green. That was great. For the most part, they look the same dry, but sometimes things look different. Look at Noni's sand. That's beautiful. Here's the clip that shows my other cat. See on the card table back there? That's Parker. That's my fat cat, and she just has to tell you about her problems. This is how my room looks right now. The dog crate is set up to help us with the contractors coming and going. If Wilson is confined, then he can't stick his head in the blinds and try and rip things off and attack people. I know, he looks like such an angel right now. You're thinking, that sweet boy, he would not do that. It's a little messy, but I'm prepping. I'm prepping for the butterfly journal. That is a bin of embellishment stuff. That is too. Up on top is papers. So that's going to happen in March for sure. And I'm thinking it might be 4 butterfly journals. The covers are still down there. I haven't done anything with them yet. We need covers. Then the counter here is messed up from, I did sheet load this month. Did you see that video? Had a great time. Did Alicia's sheet load of cards. And it was the first time I had done it. I made a mess. It's under the board too, but definitely great. Loved it. One other thing I wanted to update you guys on. We were talking about Fabri-Tac versus 3-in-1. Notice they're both beacons. I've never had a brand new bottle of Fabri-Tac and a brand new bottle of Beacons to use at the same time because I buy them sort of alternating, and this one we bought because we were traveling and I didn't have this. I messed up when I bought this, so if you buy it, you guys, be careful. It's got a big mess here, and I'm going to leave that because I think it'll help my problem. I was fiddling around. I was in a hurry. I was trying to do something. I cut this hole way too big. At first, I cut it, and it has kind of a mark, and you don't want to cut down below that, probably because of the red cap covering it. At first, I didn't cut it far enough down, and it didn't open. And then I cut it so far down that a giant amount comes out. So in a world where you're trying to use it like Fabri-Tac and put lace or ruffles down really carefully, oh no, it was like a flood. But what I'm thinking is all of this glue poured out, I will leave it, not peel it off, so that'll clog the hole. I think it was also, and then I have this other one I put over it just in case. I think it was also a case of my room was really warm. So if I cooled my room down, that would help. If you have trouble with like your art glitter glue or your other glues fountaining when you take the pin out and they're just sitting on the counter, that lots of times, at least here in the Pacific Northwest, maybe it's a humidity thing or something, but I think it's temperature. If my room gets over 70 degrees, that starts to happen. It's usually not that warm in here. Anyway, that's what's up with the new glue, but the glue is good. The user who cut the tip needs more supervision and to slow down. Oh, and the other thing, all next week is for crafting and relaxing. The contractors are coming. I'm taking time off. I'll be playing in my craft room. I don't know what videos are coming out because I haven't decided yet and I haven't made them, but I am just taking a short little trip, and so I'll be around next week. On Monday, Smash Our Stash comes out, and it's a UFO month, unfinished objects, so you will see that I actually finished something, and I'm pretty proud that I did it because I didn't think it was going to get done. I was going to shove it back in the cupboard or box, but you guys kept asking about it, so I did it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. And if you wonder how things are going, you can check on me on Instagram. Bye-bye.